Let's talk about the Lakers, who dropped their third straight game, losing to the Pacers Saturday. They already locked up the #1 seed, but LA has the worst shooting percentage and scoring average in the bubble. And all eyes are on Anthony Davis, who has been struggling big time. I mean, struggling. Take a look at AD. Before the bubble, his points per game and shooting percentage were all higher, which is a huge reason why the Lakers are only 2-4 since the restart. Joined by two Fox NBA analysts, Ric Bucher, my dog, and Slick Ric Bucher. Rick, I'm coming to you first, big dog. LeBron, should he be worried about AD heading into the playoffs?
Only if he thought that Anthony Davis was going to be a fire starter for this team. And I believe that LeBron has to know at this point that he's not that. It's no accident that when the Lakers were going well, Anthony Davis was going well. And now that the Lakers, because he's not alone, now that the Lakers collectively are struggling in the bubble, so is Anthony Davis. His comments after the Pacers game, I'm sorry, but they're absurd. I'm gonna tell you that, hey, I didn't shoot well because the lighting is different and the background is different. But I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you that there are excuses for why I shot the way I did. And by the way, if you're as good and talented as Anthony Davis is, your shooting doesn't determine how you play. LeBron James playing or not playing doesn't determine how you play. I thought it was very encouraging for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard sits out, Paul George steps up, and he becomes the #1. Why? Because he's capable of doing that.
Yep.
Dame Lillard doesn't shoot the ball well last night from 3, 1 for 9. When it came down to it, I'm going to find other ways to influence the game and still score. And then I'm still going to shoot and take open threes and make my last 3 in a row. Not only am I not seeing that from AD, but anybody who's watched the width and breadth of his career has never seen that. He goes as the team goes. So if LeBron thought he was going to be anything different than that, then yes, he should be worried. I have to believe that LeBron knows better.
Absolutely, he has to be worried. One, you just can't lean on a resume, a history of AD carrying a team. Like, yeah, in the regular season, him being electric, him being AD, unguardable. But in the playoffs, well, we don't have that resume. So then you start to say, oh, it's okay because I'm the best player on our team, and then AD just goes along for the ride. But any captain would tell you that the best co-captain is the one that allows you to take a nap every now and then, and you don't have to keep one eye open because you can't trust them. And that's what AD. So, look, we watched the Pacers game, and the Pacers shoot 59% from the field with AD on the court. And then when he's off, they shoot 33%. What? How the Pacers getting better in that situation with him off the court? So then you get to a greater sample size. If you want to take it further, the Lakers have a higher win percentage. Win percentage, not the same sample size, win percentage without AD this season than they do with AD. Plus minus since they've been in the bubble. You would think that it's the worst when both of them are gone. It's actually when both of them are on the court. What the hell is going on with the Lakers? Like, there's no chemistry at the top when you're talking about LeBron and AD. This is the wrong time for LeBron to have this type of anxiety about his Robin.
Well, the first thing we have to realize, let's just call it what it is. It's title or bust. Okay, so when we say worried, I'm not particularly worried about them getting out of the first round. Portland, whoever they're going to play, I think they'll win the first round. But this is championship or bust. So now when I say worried, I'm talking about the Clippers mainly as far as getting to the NBA Finals. So, yeah, LeBron should be worried because LeBron has always been at his best. He's won his 3 championships when his second guy is a dog. Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving. AD, look, Rick knows this. You talk to people around the league, and they just don't think that's who he is. All right, and some are like, you can't force that personality on a guy who doesn't have it. I do think the Lakers should have tried to really cultivate that in AD all season long. He should have been the guy they went to in the fourth quarter. He should have been their main scorer down the stretch to get him ready for it. I know LeBron can deliver in the fourth quarter. They needed to work that into AD if it's possible. They didn't try to do it. He was averaging like 3 points in the fourth quarter for most of the season. Now you look at him in the bubble, he's averaging 3 points. Even in that game, that huge game he had against the Clippers at the beginning of the bubble, he had 2 points in the fourth quarter. So now you can't count on him in the fourth. And he's showing you that he doesn't have that dog because the last 3 games he's averaged 11 points on 33% shooting. A dog would say, you know what? I'm 6'10". I can play in the post. Let me go get some easy ones down low. Let me get to the free throw line and get a couple of buckets to feel better about myself. Instead, AD stayed outside, shot 3, shot long 2s. He's not a great perimeter player. He's a good one, and especially for his size, but he's not Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki. He needs to be inside a little bit more, but that takes dog. And yeah, he's lacking that, and that should concern LeBron James.
Yeah, we saw that same thing against the Rockets. He had a great opportunity to dominate that game on the inside, and he did it for a little bit, but he didn't do the point that he was going to win the game doing it. And to your point, Marcellus, you mentioned the defense, and there's no accident there. Like AD, in many people's minds, was a defensive player of the year candidate this year. But it goes to how is the team playing? Right. He's not a guy who establishes that one-on-one, I'm going to lead you there. If the team collectively is playing good defense, then AD is going to be that guy that plugs all the holes and makes all the plays. He can be very, very good and versatile in that. But it always depends on the pieces around you. And what to the heart of what Chris is saying about the playoffs and making that run to the championship is you have one of 2 things. Either you believe that LeBron James at age 35 is never going to have a down game or a down series and is going to win 4 games in every series by himself, or you have to believe that Anthony Davis is going to be the best player on the floor and he's going to win some of those games for you. And what we have not seen in the bubble to this point is AD's ability to step up and say, get on my back and I will carry you. Not for a quarter, not to the best box score line, to win the game. And that's always been my concern with the idea that the Lakers were going to be able to replicate their regular season success in the postseason.
Yeah, look, Chris is saying championship or bust. Look, I saw Kyrie, I saw Dwayne Wade with LeBron win some and lose some. And it comes down to the chemistry and the trust and how they're playing well together in those critical moments. We know that LeBron had some trust issues with Dwayne Wade on the court because he was the best player, but he was in Dwayne's house. And it took him a year. And then all of a sudden they started to relax and realize, hey, we got a 1A and a 1B situation here.